Alright, so the beast deck I'm currently running is 2 Iglooms, 4 Horned Chickens, 3 War Pigs, 3 Hellbillies, 4 Wormlings, 4 Wheezes, 3 Mad Axes, 3 Blesses, 2 Rabbids, and 2 Faceless Saints. This is Bless, right? Yeah, okay. I get Bless and Miracle confused sometimes. So normally I would run Salamander, but I do not have it. Um, Other than that, I have the Iglooms because they're great for like a push support. I'm running Faceless Saint because it's fairly good at levels of play. People don't know really how to play against it. It's also level 4, and a lot of my cards, I think my average card level is like 2 or 3. Um, was not able to do I didn't complete the puzzle for Beast, so I didn't buy the $500, the 500 Soulstone Legendary Pack. So I don't have any legendaries. The two different legendaries you can get for the Beast faction are Trample, which is a tank, and Leotar, which is like an attack unit that buffs the health of units nearby when he's played. Leotar is a great unit. However, Trample is not so great a unit. Trample's active. I think it's a heal. Honestly, I don't even. He's so bad because he's a tank. He's got pretty good HP, but he does single target damage, and his active is subpar. So it's like nothing really synergizes, and he gets swarmed really easily. So unless you also have a card that does AoE that you can pair with him that will also stay alive, which now that Dynafrog's cheaper could be a good option, but I really just wouldn't use Trample. I think Mumford is just a better version of Trample, really. But if you get Leotar, he's great to use, and I would highly recommend it. He is especially great to put on like Wormlings or Mad Axes, it's really Mad Axes. I'm running Bless because I have 4 tanks in my deck. So because of that, Bless is a lot of value for what it is. It's 3 soul to heal a good like over 2,000 HP, which I believe now is more than half of Faceless Saint's HP. All right, I don't really want to start with Rabbit because it's kind of like a win condition. Don't really need to start with War Pigs if I have the Horned Chickens. Sinister Nipple. Alright, a good thing that I like to open with Beast is to just play some Wheezes. Oh, Faceless Altar. See, I wish I had Stench right now. It's a shame that I don't have Stench. It's very hard to play without. Because I could get both of these with it, and it would deal a lot of damage. Alright, play the Horned Chickens. Alright, cool. Play some Wormlings so they can try to frontline for the Hellbillies, start healing. The Hellbilly should deal, yeah, enough damage. I got the Horned Chickens got there in time to tank for the Hellbillies. So they were able to do enough damage to end the game. So Hellbillies, their sense is that every time you summon a unit, they get I believe, a flat amount of damage. I think it's like 64, or at least it is on my main, I think. It might be less here with these lower level cards. Let me double check. Okay, 33, yeah. So every time I play them, they get 33 more damage. Whenever I play another unit. So if you can keep them alive after doing that quite a bit, then they can deal a lot of damage. Once again, don't want to start with a Rabid. Igloom's a fine start. If I'm doing that, I want to try to fish for Faceless Saint, but I didn't get him. You never want to lead with an Igloom. At 10, I'll wait to see if he's going to play anything. If they don't play anything, then I'm going to play some at Axes. Okay, played a Hilda. So now I can play Igloo since, oh, a Hilda and a Leotard. The Penguins do a lot of work. Alright. Now the Penguins will act as a front line for them as well. So put a little heal here. So they last longer, deal a bit more damage. This could end the game, but he could also save it. Oh, looks like he didn't have anything good to save it. I don't know. Oh, he played a Phoenixite. I was going to say, I don't know what that unit is. It's kind of interesting seeing somebody with all these different legendaries and epic cards down here in gold. But he didn't use them very well. He played the Leotard on the Hilda. Hilda's Sense gives her max HP, so playing a Leotard on here, her, without buffing any other units, if you waited till he played those other units he played, and then played the Leotard on them, especially since I played a Igloom, the Hilda would be stuck there for a long time, and any other units he played would be stuck there for a while because of the Penguins constantly going there. So if he just played some more units that were normally don't have a lot of HP, and then he played the Leotard on them, that would have worked a lot better for them, because that's really how you use Leotard, is to buff units that normally don't have a lot of HP, and there's a lot of like Wormlings, maybe Wheezes, Mad Axes, etc. If you can get a lot of Penguins to stack up in an area, you can use it on them, and I think that's hilarious. Alright, I don't want to start with a Bless. Otherwise, it's a fairly good hand, I suppose. So like the Wheezes, you can use the Wormlings. I prefer Wheeze. I feel like it does more damage to the enemy Guardian if it gets there by themselves. But, oh. I'm not too concerned about the amount of damage that unit's going to do. Ended up doing more than my Wormlings. Alright, so we'll start with some Hellbillies. Alright, so just playing a lot of Sense stuff. Alright, I got a little bit of damage out of that. I have some more pigs for the for everything, but I don't think the healer might need them actually. Oops, I didn't play the Horn Chickens far enough apart so they won't both get hit. Alright, that was a little unfortunate. I messed up the Horn Chickens the way I played them because he had a Catapod, which does AoE damage. I was trying to spread them apart so they won't both get hit, but between pathing and I play it normally. I wait for things to get into range of my Guardian before I'm playing something like this, but I want to be safe because of how low health it is. Play some Wheezes, and then I should get time for a Blast. I can't see his health bar, so I don't know how much HP he has. I have another Blast, so hopefully he can stay alive long enough. That was a risky Blast because the delay that there is on spells, it's fairly likely that he could die before it went off, but it paid off. Alright, so they're going to finish the game. So for Beast, at lower levels, there's really no difference to how the meta was in um, the first half of the first season, where it's really like a face of Saint, not necessarily face, but it's tank meta essentially for Beast. I feel like you have to go that route. You can still do obviously have the Leotard Mad Axe combo, but tanks are better than the other tools that Beast has at lower levels, especially since a lot of Beast stuff kind of relies on like synergies and whatnot. So if you don't have all the working parts, it makes it harder to get it to work. So just shoving with tank pushes, having Bless, stacking up units behind, that's really your best option, because you are most likely, like, almost guaranteed to have all the tools you need to make that happen. Like, it's working. I don't have Stench, which is the only removal spell that Beast has, and I'm still able to win fairly consistently just using, tank pushes. Um, but again, you do have to make sure you have responses for things like in other decks. For instance, you have to make sure you have enough AoE removal. So for me, Faceless Saint does AoE removal, Horned Chickens does AoE removal, and so does War Pigs. And then I got plenty of, and then everybody else really does single target damage. Um, and again, you have to be careful of not doing stuff like starting a round by placing an Igloo. Don't do things that are risky. Like always, like I explained in my last video, assume that the enemy always has the worst case scenario card in their hand, and if you play like that, that they always can do the thing you'd like for them to do least after you play a card, then you'll end up playing a lot more safer. You'll make a lot more better plays, make a lot less mistakes, and if you do that, then you'll just slowly start climbing. Because in this, especially in this game, safer play is really stronger play. Almost all of my wins, I would say, are just me taking advantage, especially on my main account, me taking advantage of the mistakes made by my enemies. If I don't find mistakes to take advantage of, and I don't make any mistakes that I could think of, then it ends up normally being a draw. So not making mistakes is the easiest way to climb. I know that that's obvious, right? Because if you don't make mistakes, obviously you're going to win because you played a perfect game. But it's more important to be more careful than it is to say, like, have the perfect deck, have higher level cards, or place things perfectly. It's just being more careful will enable you to take advantage of whatever the opponent does much more easily, because you'll always have the options you need because you were careful, if that makes sense. Especially with the slow-paced game. Soul of Eden is a very slow game, which, again, a lot of people don't realize. I see people just start shoving units down as soon as they hit 10 soul, and they just start shoving all their units and spend all their soul. And I'm just sitting there thinking, like, if I kill all of these, it's going to be like a whole minute before you have soul again. And that's an eternity for games like these. So don't do that. Don't just swarm units. So this is going to end the Beast Gold video, at least the first one. Next time I will hopefully have gotten the free, or not, well, yeah, it is free, so essentially the 500 Soul Stone Legendary Pack for Beast. Tomorrow will be Empire's Gold, climbing with Empire and Gold. And then after that, I'll probably go through gold again. I'll get all of them around like 840, 850-ish, so it'll be the higher end of gold, which I'm already almost there just by those three.